Manfe population came out in their numbers this Thursday morning to condemn and pray for divine justice to catch up with the perpetrators of Monday's Egbeko carnage. The inter-religious manifestation is geared towards total cleansing of the land of Manu. Plus, Southwest representative at the MTN Elite Championship, Isosa of Limbe, trashes Rangers of Bafut in a fierce match as the match resulted to a 6-0 victory in favor of Isosa of Limbe. That match was played at the Limbe Centenary Stadium. Those were major stories, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to you all, and this is High Prime of Thursday, the 9th of November 2023. Representation, I am Etingling Larry Kevin Tabot. We start off with one of the lead stories. Manfe denizens came out in their numbers this morning to decry and invoke divine judgment to catch up with the perpetrators of Monday's Egbeko carnage of last November the 6th, 2023, in an inter-religious ceremony that saw the various manifestors calling on gods to catch up with those who perpetrated this carnage. More with Cynthia Latte.
Let peace flow. Amen. Let peace flow. Amen.
A religious manifestation taking place at the site where the Egbeko carnage occurred last Monday, 6th November. The morning ritual that saw Manfe denizens coming out in their numbers to condemn the atrocious act that claimed close to 30 lives in Egbeko.
Until the perpetrators have come in with war. And so he who killed by the sword and the armless population should have peace. Amen. Amen. Two-face perpetrators, those in the battlefield to massacre us.
With prayers offered for God's judgment to fall upon the perpetrators of the evil and gruesome killings, the participants evoked God's intervention.
We are standing today because graves were dug for those who were slaughtered to be buried. Sun is in our hands today. Yes. Oh, earth, open. Yes. Open. Wherever the evil are, open. Open. And let it swallow them. Amen. Let the earth open for them to be swallowed. Amen. For the scripture is written, it said, the measure you measure for others, that same measure shall be.
With this mega come together of the sons and daughters of Manfe after the Egbeko carnage, all have been encouraged to seek the face of God in this turbulent time of agony and let Manu breathe peace and social cohesion once again.
Hear ye, O earth. Amen. I decree and declare that peace shall reign upon this land. Peace shall reign in the south. Peace shall reign in the north.
God's judgment indeed may it fall on those who carried that gruesome act. Onto this workshop, the Cameroon Association of Inter-Religious Dialogue, known by a French acronym of ACADE, is currently holding a two-day workshop in the town of Boya that is geared towards the promotion of peace and harmony across the northwest and southwest regions. More with our reporter on that story. The Cameroon Association of Inter-Religious Dialogue, known by her French acronym of ACADE, is having a two-day training session with members of the said organ in the town of Boya, with religious leaders, women and youth.
Most of the projects that we carry out since the creation of ACADE, in the onset we had conflict management. Project on conflict management where our religious leaders, women, youth, and men were involved into how to manage conflicts in their respective areas. And for the ongoing project for 2023-2025, we have the consolidation of peace in the crisis regions, where we have to bring the religious leaders, the women and the youth together in seeing how we can prevent or manage the conflicts that are plaguing our society.
The two-day workshop centered around the promotion of the culture in forgiveness, tolerance, acceptance of others, and living together in the southwest and northwest regions.
The workshop is aimed at training people who are like a sample, whom we believe that by the end of a two-day workshop shall go out to the fields to be able to pass out a message on what it means to actualize the aspect of making peace a culture. So today marks the beginning of the workshop, where we've had a project presented to us, which is geared towards enabling us take it at the regional level and disseminating it to the divisions so that we become very familiar with the concept of peace and how to go about it.
The inter-religious faith institution has impacted the lives of many in the Southwest region as far as peace and normalcy are concerned.
The crisis of the Northwest and Southwest has brought a lot of untold stories, and we think that instead of just sitting in our various congregations or mosques and preaching to our individual persons, it was necessary for us to come as a religious body so that together we see the need to preserve life and preserve property through interfaith principles.
The participants who are coming from far and near say they will be replicating all the knowledge gained back to their respective communities.
I would like to gather my people, my brothers and sisters, in the level of a meeting or church, or try to talk to them about peace, how if you tolerate your sisters and brother, you know, so when you tolerate them, when you tolerate something, if you bring peace in the community, when somebody tries to bring you talk, you avoid the talk, you could bring peace for the sake of peace.
By the time this two-day workshops wraps up in the town of Buea, the Cameroon Association of Interreligious Dialogue Academy will be impacting and encouraging the harmonious living together, thus by curbing on insensitivities. Moving over to the Green City of Kumba, local authorities in Kumba have charged economic operators to shun away from the traditional ghost town phenomenon that has made that economic city of the Southwest region to Lampa. More with our Kumba-based reporter Rolandine Engwari.
A sensitization meeting held Tuesday at the Kumba 3 Council Hall in respect of a joint communique signed by all the councils in Kumba municipality to combat Monday's ghost towns. The stakeholders who attended the meeting were called upon by the mayor and the divisional officer for Kumba 3 to champion the cause for movement in Kumba 3 in the restive Northwest and Southwest regions. Mayor Mukwele remarked of the state that need to see the restive areas return to normalcy, as he mentioned that shops will be sealed if not seen open on Mondays.
These ghost towns that we are respecting are hampering our economic situation. It's not helping neither the business people nor the administration nor the municipal authorities. I think we have lost a great deal. We have respected it enough. So now we are calling on our populations to come out and do their normal day-to-day business like they do for holidays, that is come out on Mondays.
Monday the 13th has been given as deadline for economic operators to keep their shops and institutions open.
From the cream of people you saw in the hall, we call all walks of life to give the information and then let them go out and sensitize the population. We are hoping that they will do this, and we are hoping that the population will respect coming out on ghost towns, so that they can go about their normal activities as it's always done in other days.
The divisional officer, Gale Alfred, gave some resolutions after taking the people's view.
Apart of being a teacher, we understand your second career. You spoke so well, especially at the end. You didn't start so well as well. Your presence here in the hall before our arrivals, and you requesting for open apologies is not so orthodox as well.
The matter is an affair as usual.
The Buea Council budget orientation debate has taken place at the deliberative chambers of the set municipal structure. The meeting that saw the various councillors and other stakeholders in the town of Buea who came on board to check on how the town of legendary hospitality should get on a greater height. Alice Leke was there and now comes back with this report.
The management of the Buea Council is meeting face-to-face with stakeholders in Buea municipality this Tuesday, November 7, for the budget orientation debate. This is to enable participants exchange constructive ideas that will aid in the drafting of the earmarked 2024 budget for the Buea Council.
The importance of this budget orientation meeting to the municipality.
It is quite important. You yourself saw that what we have brought on the table as in the executive arm of the council, others came in with what they thought could be done to ameliorate it for the budget of 2024, and we are humble enough because we cannot claim complete knowledge of what should be done to integrate them, but we are going to work on that according to the means available.
The Buea Council looking at a budget of 2.8 billion, though haven't realized the full amount, but has gone far despite the socio-political nature of the municipality.
Included in the session today, what is the economic situation of the council?
Thank you for the opportunity given me to explain this. As you heard from the session, the economic situation is not at its best, but it's not at the worst. Because as we stand by the end of July, of a budget of 2.8 billion, we have already realized approximately 1.6 billion. We're close to 1.7 billion, and we hope that 2 billion. But this is accounted for by the socio-political crisis, particularly that as the main reason for the difficulty, because there are areas where we are handicapped cover local taxes from because of that. The equally urban disorder, and if we all come hands on deck, we are going to be able to raise the much needed resources which will permit us to realize the governmental projects and manage the town.
However, some resolutions were arrived at after a careful presentation of past projects.
What are some of the resolutions that have been taken at the end of the session?
One is that we are going to fast forward the putting in place of community development and community pathology committees that will take care of the quarters and villages, so that henceforth, if there's a project, they will not just start by identifying what is their priority project, but they will go ahead to follow up the execution and management of such projects.
The second edition of the budget orientation debate for Buea Council was a success, as different key stakeholders contributed on means to bring development in the municipality.
You are watching High Prime, and we are beaming live from our main studio here in High Television. We take you to news from the Northwest region, where the Northwest Livestock Development Fund Sidinau has offered a consignment of chicks and feeds to over 50 farmers cooperative union in Gokatunja division of the said region. Sidinau's director Shopong Michael says this falls in line with his ministry's ambition of poverty alleviation scheme. Our reporter from Bamenda once again. The Northwest Livestock Development Fund Sidinau is assisting farmers in the poultry sector in the region with chicks alongside feeds in the growing of the said chicks into mature table birds, a ritual done by Sidinau.
Today we are giving 5,000 day-old chicks and 50 bags of 50 kilograms each to Gokatunja division. It's a policy of the Northwest Livestock Development Fund, as instructed by the Minister of Livestock, Fisheries and Animal Industries, to assist the farmers of the Northwest region.
The 5,000-day-old chicks that were given to Gokatunja division as the senior divisional officer of the area is quite happy with the gesture to some common initiative groups.
I am overwhelmed with joy and with honor that this organization, Sidinau, has created for us this opportunity to receive 5,000 day-old chicks and feed for those chicks, having first of all groomed them, vaccinated them, and have now given us feed for the next 3 weeks.
Some of the beneficiaries says this consignment will go a long way in alleviating poverty and hardship, as the country's economic situation is not that friendly.
It's a really help to us, and especially to me that I'm a widow. They will help me to go to take care over the grandchildren and even the ones that are still young that I can take care over them. And I appreciate what they have done to us.
The youths, who are quite agile and strong, appreciates this Christmas gift in the month of November.
It helps to keep us busy because at least we won't be idling around that can cause us to do other things that are not good. It serves as a source of employment. You can raise these chicks and sell them, get money to pay our school fees.
As compared to last year's impact, the director of the Northwest Livestock Development Fund, Sedenau, is quite optimistic for this remarkable increase in their productivity.
Last year we distributed about 40,000 day-old chicks to farmers in the Northwest and so many tons of animal feed. This year we intend to double even the capacity what we did last year in the second edition. So this is just the beginning. Today we are giving 5,000 day-old chicks and 50 bags of 50 kilograms each to Jinja Division.
Worth mentioning, these chicks that has been subsidized by the Cameroonian government via the Ministry of Livestock and Animal Industry of Dr. Tiger, as they expect all beneficiaries to be responsible enough to better off the living standard and that of the country at large. On to our discovery page of the newscast for today. Cameroon's economy cannot absorb all the youth in the employment sector. As such, many of them have turned to craft. Rita Mafani Mujoko caught up with one of them who sees fine craft in the creation of shoes, bags, and other accessories, as Rita Mafani now reports.
Promoting women's sense of self-worth, their ability to determine choices and rights to influence social change for themselves and others is a pivotal issue. Despite the resources available, they are insufficient and are often limited to ensure that these women are empowered. Hence, women's individual and collective ability to recognize and utilize resources in their own interest is what Priscilla Njong, a graduate from the University of Boyer, has taken upon herself to recycle old bags, shoes, earrings, and others to promote culture.
As a young girl, I've always had this love and admiration for the African culture. So I always dream on how I feel like I could promote this, because I feel like the African culture have been neglected. We've been neglecting it, then dwelling on the Chinese culture. And youth of Cameroon and youth of Africa, we tend to admire these brands, which is the Chinese brands, and dwell in it, forgetting that that's their own culture they are promoting. Now, why can't we promote our own? So I feel like since the Ankara fabrics represent the African culture, I feel like I could promote it by using these same fabrics to do the same things that the Chinese does, so that creating shoes, bags, earrings, to make it a distinction from what the Chinese produce, so I can also do the same thing. So I tend to use this brand to promote culture there by using the Ankara fabric as a medium of promoting the African culture and Cameroon culture most especially.
As a means to mitigate poverty and empowering other women, Priscilla turns worn-out bags with the use of Ankara material to design, style, and produce Ankara designs.
If you look around today, for instance, this was a Chinese-made bag. For instance, the Chinese leather and everything. And I'm going to show you a sample of an already transformed bag to the Ankara fabric. I know for sure the Ankara looks beautiful like the Chinese produce. Looking at the society today, in my milieu, most girls are so reliant not just to their parents but also to their love partners, because they lack a source of income. And if they could come together and get themselves empowered, that in case their parents pass on, they have a source of income that can stand as a survival to them.
The love for Afritude, culture, and self-employment is at the forefront of this creative initiative. Having taught over more than 10 badges on Ankara designs and transformation, Lambo is slowly creating a means of self-employment.
In these 3 months, I've gathered a lot, which I can even stopping now. I'm stopping now. I had so much experience that at least I can do some certain things on my own and sell in the market.
It is worth noting that Lambo has created a niche for herself and sees gold in worn-out bags, shoes, and brings out the beauty of the African culture through her designs.
Fascinating craft done there for us by one of the Buea Uprising craft artists. We now take you to our sports dossier. Southwest representative at the MTN Elite Show Championship, Isosa of Limbe, has defeated Rangers of Bafut in a victory that led to 6 goals in favor of Isosa at the Limbe Centenary Stadium. Sonita Ngunyu watched that match and now comes back with this report.
It was a masterclass performance for Isle of Hope Sports Academy Isosa as she whitewashed Rangers of Bafut 6-0 at the Limbe Centenary Stadium on Wednesday 8 November 2023. The game that saw the Southwest side dominate her opponent scored 2 goals in 5 minutes. With a desire to show more superiority, the team lavished the side from the Northwest region 6 goals before the referee could sound his last whistle.
Satisfied. I think nobody who scored 6 goals and not be satisfied. That my players and they are there. They may not be 100% performance every day, every time, every month, every year. I believe in them. That's why they are there. They are very, very good players. The person that Tiku, somebody is the most important player in the team, the most valuable player in the team. We have to keep working with him and keep encouraging him. We have been playing well, but I am not scoring. I think the goals will come.
From the National Interpols to the Elite 2, Captain Asher Breeze, the 4th goal scorer, has reassured his totality for the team.
I can say the secret behind this is hard work. Yes. Because throughout the week we have been working very, very hard, following all the instructions of the coach. Everything was very easy today because we united the team spirit and teamwork. That is why we came victorious, and everything that the coach taught us, we put it in place, and we can see that's paid. There's very special preparation because we are traveling to Yaoundé. It's not first of all, the journey from here to Yaoundé is not an easy journey. So it's a new preparation that we are going to prepare to accomplish.
From the white and black colors, the brace scorer, Juma Conrad, now with Isosa, says the goals are stepping stones to his season's objectives.
Fighting for this opportunity, first goal for Isosa. Really glad to deliver the goods for the team and to help the team compete. Yes, very much. We have been practicing in training. We have system of play combinations that help us to understand how to finish. So it was a team effort. The goals that came was help with communication from my friends like Tiku and Meng and the plan socially to get the goals. Our objective, well, I had said that I would like to achieve something higher than the kit I had originally 2 years ago. So I need to keep working. We thank God for the victory, but the journey is still long. So we have to go back, think of the mistakes that we made, and try to elevate that correct.
To Rangers of Bafut, their internal crisis is causing them more harm than good.
We're back to a form. I'm trying to work up with the guys, but it's not moving. I'm trying to work it up. We are moving to in a bad period. That's the in a bad period. We have all the elements. I think when we fall and so our objectives remain the same: to play to be among the first 4 and play for the playoff.
The victory maintains the Southwest side to the first position in Pool B with 10 points and will battle with Dragon on match day 5 in Yaoundé.
Congratulations there to the Limbe boys. With that sports story from Sonita Ngunyu, this is where we conclude this news package of High Prime for Thursday, the 9th of November 2023. Thanks immensely for watching us and follow me on my X handle, @Larry. And good night from us. Bye-bye.